All right, Lemonheads. What's up? It's producer Fungus here. I'm riding solo today. Welcome to episode 202 of Lemon City Live. Lemon City Live is brought to you by Magic City Highlight. Magic City's 2020 season starts on May 1st and will run through the end of November. For now, the court will stay closed to the public, but you'll be able to watch all the games in real time on YouTube and the highlight channel. On the highlight channel, sorry. If you need a sports fix, we all highly recommend that you check it out. The highlight channel also has a ton of other original content to help you understand the game, get you more familiar with the players in the league, like our co-hosts on Tuesday, Tanar Davis. So just go to youtube.com/highlight channel, spelled JAIALAI channel. It's free to subscribe and you'll never miss a moment of the action. So, Lemonheads, we have quite a loaded show today. It's been an insane past couple of weeks. I just want to start off just talking about the protests real fast. What led to the protests, right? So, I want to talk about first. I want to send my respects and my condolences out to George Floyd and his family. It's we have an issue here in the United States. We have a racial issue here in the United States, and it's a systemic issue that goes back 400 years to when they first brought slaves to the United States. But I want to talk about how it's affected everybody recently. So, I I've always felt that people sort of turn a blind eye to this thing, to this issue. I went this past Sunday to the protest. I went to check it out, not just to check it out. I went to a protest. I went to take part, and I was pleasantly surprised how many people there who this doesn't personally affect are acting like if it does personally affect them. Because in reality, it really does, right? Like, I'm not black, but it does personally affect me because I have friends that are black. I've dated black women. Like, I could possibly in the future maybe marry someone black and have black kids. Like, and not even that. Even if none of that ever happens, it's still wrong. Racism is wrong, and there's no place for that in this world. So I went to the yep. I Thank you, Iris, but I am Hispanic, and they hate me just the same, right? But yeah, I mean that's true. But this is not about Hispanics right now, even though there are black Hispanics, But this is about being black in America. That's the issue at hand right now, and they're the ones who feel the full brunt of racism in the United States. But I want to talk about the protests a little bit. I went there, and man, you could really see the pain in people's eyes. I I looked people in the face. And I wanted to see who was there. And what how people were feeling, and you could see it in their eyes. You could see the pain. You could see fear, and nobody should be forced to live that way. Nobody should be forced to live in fear. And it was a pretty emotional experience to be part of that. And at one point, we're all marching. We march. They the protesters blocked the highways. We got on the highway, and at one point, the police started closing in, and people, started to freak out because why you don't know if they're just closing in to get us off the highway or if they're gonna shoot rubber bullets or whatever. But that's what happens at protests. Even though it was the entire time that I was there, it was a peaceful protest. Nothing happened. Even though the night before there was some rioting, right? So I went to downtown Miami, and walking through downtown, you did see some broken windows and things like that. And yeah, it's rough to see that in my neighborhood. Not in my neighborhood. I don't live in that specific neighborhood, but in my city. And of course, I wish everybody can just live in harmony. We didn't have to go through these things, but that this is the reality that we live in. So I just want to send my full support to the Black Lives Matter movement, and hopefully everything that we're going through right now isn't for nothing. Hopefully this leads to some real change, and just like I want to point out, after Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, there was riots all over the country, and maybe a week later is when the Civil Rights Act passed, the Civil Rights Act of 1968. So, of course, there are people with questionable motives that are infiltrating these peaceful protests, and opportunists or whatever, but that kind of person exists in all facets of life. No, there's no one set of people that are perfect. So let's not change the narrative from condemning rioting and looting. Let's not change the narrative to that. This is about systemic racism in the United States. It's been a police brutality. That's what it's always been about, and that's what it will always be about as long as that exists. All right, so um, let's not make it about changing the narrative. It's old already. Like, for example, Drew Brees. ¿Qué hace, Papa? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? The guy, like, look, I don't honestly, I don't think Drew Brees is a bad person. I actually was, I met him during the Pro Bowl this past season when I went to cover the Pro Bowl in Orlando with Edwin, and he was nice to us. He was tired after a long day of practice and a bunch of interviews, so we didn't get to interview him, but he was nice enough to take a picture with Edwin and I. So, I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's probably a nice guy. He's just tone deaf. He's very tone deaf. How long have people been saying that that the protest was not about the flag or disrespecting the flag or disrespecting troops? It's about police brutality and systemic racism in America. That's what the protest is about. So if you try to change the narrative and make it about something else, I'm sorry, but you're tone deaf. Okay. Luckily for him, a bunch of his teammates and friends were able to school him, you know, after he made those comments, and he came out, he apologized. Hopefully he has learned from this experience, and reports are that he has political aspirations for after his football career, maybe later in life. So hopefully this was a learning experience for him. I'm sure he leans a little to the right, which those tend to be the people who talk about disrespecting the flag or whatever. But and that's it's understandable to feel that way when you first see someone doing that. But once you are made aware of what it's really about, then it's kind of hard to keep going that route with what your opinions are about kneeling. All right, so Drew Brees, man, hopefully you learned a little bit, and his teammates seem to have forgiven him. So let's see where that heads. Um, what are you guys' thoughts? So no, I want you guys to post here what your opinions are. No judgment here. Let's see what you guys think. All right, so that's not all that's been happening lately. There are some sports news, and for the most part, I'm going to wait until Tuesday to get really in depth. Once I have my guys. Edwin is really upset. He says, "Fuck Drew Brees." I'm sure he'll let his feelings be known on Tuesday when he joins me again. But hey, man, since then it's been announced that some sports are coming back. We'll get into the details on Tuesday. As far as the NBA, they're going to be playing in Orlando, 22 teams. They'll be in Disney World actually. It's gonna take place from July 31st through October 12th. Every team is going to play 8 regular season games to finish off their season, and that's going to determine the final seeds. They're going to be joined by, the current 16 playoff teams are going to be joined by 5 Western Conference teams and 1 Eastern Conference teams. That's the New Orleans Pelicans, the Portland Trailblazers, the Phoenix Suns, Sacramento Kings, San Antonio Spurs, and the Washington Wizards. So the way that they're formatting it is that if the 8th seed is leading by 4 games, then they will earn the 8th seed. If by the end of the regular season, if they're leading by 4 games, the 8th seed is theirs. But if not, then there's going to be a play-in tournament between the 8th and the 9th seed. So in the play-in tournament, 8th seed only needs to win 1 game. The 9th seed needs to win 2 games in order to steal that 8th seed and make it into the playoffs. All right. Edwin just informed me he's going to be joining us in a little bit. So that's going to be fun to hear his take on Drew Brees, because Edwin's a passionate ass motherfucker. One thing that makes me sad, and I will also wait for Edwin to give me his take on this, is that I'm not an Atlanta Hawks fan, but since the Hawks are not part of this squad. All right, here, Edwin's joining us right now. What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? I haven't even checked my mic or anything, man.
It's really loud.
It's really loud?
Just push it away a little bit. Just push it away.
I'm sorry, guys. How about now?
You're good. All right, so before we get into your
I want to make sure my comment gets shown on the show. There we go.
I showed it. Before we get into that, I was talking about how Vince Carter played his last NBA game because the Hawks are not going to be part of this restart once the NBA restarts. So before we get into the Drew Brees stuff, I just want to hear your take on Vince Carter, his career, and what he's meant to the NBA.
I think we've talked way too much about Vince Carter on this show.
Bro, Vince Carter is...
Oh, okay, hold on.
Bro. That guy deserves his respect, man.
Okay, he deserves respect, and he's a great dunker and everything, but, I mean, he made, I think, 1 Eastern Conference Finals, was never, like, the catalyst of a team. I loved watching him play, but, like, he's no Dirk Nowitzki, man. I'm not going to give him, like, the final farewell. He's no Dwayne Wade. He's not getting the last dance here. He's no Kobe Bryant. Like...
Edwin.
Come on, he's...
Well, wait. Edwin, what is the best ability? Thank you. The motherfucker played in 4 decades, bro. 4 decades.
Bro, I've been alive in 4 decades. I've been alive in 5 decades already, and I'm only 38.
You're barely breathing. Come on.
By the way, I can't see anything. The computer is... I think I... Oh, there we go. Now it's like doing the whole time lapse. Okay, there we go. Now I'm back.
No, you look good, bro. You look good. Don't worry.
Bro, okay, like, I get it. The durability, Nolan Ryan was a great pitcher, and I get into this debate a lot, about Nolan Ryan. But Nolan Ryan won some accolades at least. Like, not even Vince Carter's not even Nolan Ryan good, I get it. He played a long time, man.
He played a long time, and he's in a few top 10 lists.
Yeah,
like records wise.
Yeah, but nothing significant. I mean, if you guys think that Vince Carter deserves a farewell tour, then put it in the comments. I don't think so. I think if anything, just hey, good job. We could do an and one mixtape where just everybody's dunking all his famous dunks. Let's do that.
Hey, look, not everybody needs to win championships to contribute to the culture, bro.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? He like even if he's only known as being a dunker, he took dunking to another level that nobody's ever seen before. You know what I'm saying? So come on, bro. He's
I get it.
Greatest dunker of all time, like arguably greatest dunker of all time. That's not anything to be like, oh yeah, I guess he is.
He's the greatest dunker, but it's just nothing worthwhile. Tell me, like I can tell you what his probable best moment was in the NBA that wasn't a dunk, and that's when him and and Iverson went at it in I think it was the Eastern Conference. It might have even been the
Yeah.
semifinals. I don't even know if it was the conference finals.
It was the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay, Eastern Conference Finals. And that was like, man, you again, no knock on the guy. But at that moment, like Iverson was, a beast, and he was the best player. And Vince Carter was going toe to toe with him, and you would have thought, yo, this guy's gonna, like we're gonna see this for years to come. But unfortunately, we didn't. Like, as good as Vince Carter was, he was never a game changing player. That's all. I mean, great. I enjoyed watching him. I just, not that much hype, man. Let's get back to how much.
You're right. All right, so let's get into it. Drew Brees.
How I feel, man. I had him. I had him on my outside top 5.
And then you added him. And
I
then
added him, and he took a selfie with me. But dude, look, man, I'm not gonna. I don't want to get into politics at all. But we have talked about Kaepernick.
And just for the record, this what's happening now is not a political issue. This is just a social, fucking human rights issue, dude.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with politics.
Yeah, and I get like, there's nothing to do with politics, and again, social rights. Like you're saying, you're dead on. What Cap was doing 4 years ago when he started this, should have been taken more seriously back then.
Yeah.
Obviously, the NFL came out today and said, hey, we were wrong about this, but it's really messed up. And
that's right. I forgot to mention that when I was talking about it. The NFL did come out.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell said that he apologizes for not listening earlier. It took a bunch of other players to speak out on it.
Right.
And which maybe they should have also spoken out earlier, but
the problem with that though is that, and it was pointed out to me by a friend of mine and a fan of the show here, Mitch. I don't know if he's watching, but it was pointed out by him that, brother, there was no mention of Kaepernick in the statement or in the video. And that's kind of like, all right, you're going to wash over the fact that the one guy who was saying, yo, this is bad. I'm doing this. This is bad. Yeah. And you're going to wash over it. Like, and to me, man, I'm sorry, Drew Brees, I don't buy it. You said how you felt one day. And then everybody says, yo, that's fucked up. And then all of a sudden, oh, I was wrong. No, come on. You should have felt like that 4 years ago or in the process of the last 4 years where you should have realized, yo, let me listen to my teammates. Because it's not like you were living under a rock, Like you knew that this was an ongoing issue. You've been asked about this before. You've heard your teammates talk about it. Malcolm Jenkins, who's one of the very vocal and outspoken about it, is his own teammate. And he told him in reaction to the video, he said, yo, Drew, shut the fuck up. You don't know what straight up, shut the fuck up. So again, this isn't a political, it's a social thing. I really want to get that. The fact of the matter is that it was a very tone deaf statement to say at that moment, even if you believe it, even if you really believe it, let's just say Drew Brees really believes what he said, which is likely.
Yeah.
You gotta know what to say and when to say it. And it was tone deaf. At that moment, everybody's gonna eat you up in the middle of all of this that's going on right now, man. You got
But you know what? Like Drew Brees is one of those guys that's looked at as like a golden boy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And those people, if they're looked at that for long enough, they will start to feel like, I can't really do anything wrong. Everything that I do is right and stuff like that. So, that's probably what happened to him. Like he probably was like,
I'm untouchable.
Feeling himself a little too much. So
and the reactions have been vicious, man. Richard Sherman ripped them. Everybody ripped LeBron. And then and it's
wait. Do you have a drink?
Okay.
I'll assume there's something in there.
Yeah, hard liquor, malt liquor, 40. It's Brass Monkey in a cup. But no, what's going on? And if you saw the lady from Fox News, and again, I'm really treading lightly here. I don't want to get anything, but I'm pointing it out only for the fact that when Kevin Durant and LeBron were talking
all the NBA
about
guys,
she said straight up on the show, she said, shut up and dribble.
She's it, yeah.
And then I think it was yesterday or the day before when all this Drew Brees stuff came out. She said, "Oh, he's a man who's entitled. Let him voice his opinion. Let it is." And
the hypocrisy is incredible, dude.
It is. It's really messed up,
and that is something that contributes to the systemic racism that's problematic in this country right now.
Hey, man, this is that's a big problem, and that right there, everything that she said in that little clip, and the people who were on the show with her, like, bro, this is what's wrong with everything right now. It's just this, this guy making tone deaf remarks when you know better, then you acknowledging this stuff on your own show after you criticize people that look different for having for having a different view. But it's scary, man. But hopefully all of our listeners and everybody, who's a fan of the show, our friends and everybody's safe. And if you're out there, man, fighting the good fight and doing your protests and everything, hopefully nothing happens to you guys. I want everybody to be all right. But, again, we're not going to take the focus away from and focus on like the outliers and the small things. No, man, there's a big cause here, bro. There's a big movement. And it's we've not criticized, but we've pointed out the discrepancy between Jordan and LeBron when it comes to social issues.
Yeah.
But today I thought finally Jordan did something. Did you read about that?
Yeah. Him, Jordan Brand, Nike, and Converse, I think, are donating $40 million.
$100 million.
Oh, $100 million. Oh, shit.
$100 million over 10 years or something like that. It's
okay. Oh, yeah. $10 million. I know it's $10 million a year. I thought it was 40 over 4.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it's awesome. 100 over 10. Hey, man, thank you. I mean, it took you becoming a billionaire owner, But hey, fuck it, man. It doesn't matter as long as you come around and you figure it out. It is, man. Hold on, let me see. Anybody? Yeah, Roger sounds dumb. Absolutely, Iris. If you can't, another point. There's, we lost a career over this. It's true. There's other guys that were blackballed, not just Cap, that didn't have the opportunity to play anymore, and it's unfortunate because we missed out on some good talent, man. Fuck, Dolphins could have used them.
Bro, the guy took a team to the Super Bowl, for God's sake.
Yeah, bro. We had what's his name, Butt Fumble, still signing contracts up until not so long ago. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But yeah, man. Yeah. So what else is on the docket here? I had to restart my computer, so things are moving around.
Well, I mean, I was gonna wait until Tuesday to get into some depth about sports coming back.
Okay.
So we can.
I heard you mentioning the basketball.
The NBA. The plan is out already. If you wanna get into that, or you wanna wait until Tuesday?
Nah, we can get into it a little more on Tuesday. I'm trying to pull up my notes here. Give me a second. I had some stuff that I thought was interesting, and I kind of wanted to talk about.
All right. Oh, while you're doing that, I'll reiterate. So the NBA is coming back with 22 teams. Not all teams are coming back. So it's only going to be the 16 teams that are currently playoff seeds plus 6 more teams. It's going to be the New Orleans Pelicans, the Portland Trailblazers, Phoenix Suns, Sacramento Kings, San Antonio Spurs, and Washington Wizards that are joining the 16 playoff teams. So they're going to play 8 regular season games from July 31st through October 12th in Orlando in Disney World. And at the end of the 8 games, if the 8th seed is leading by 4 games, then they locked in the 8th seed. If they're leading by less than 4 games, they go into a play-in tournament against the 9th seed.
Yeah.
So the 8th seed only has to win 1 game. The 9th seed has to win 2 games in order to clinch that final playoff spot.
Yeah, they figured out something. Yeah. Baseball, unfortunately, man. I think
that's a dumpster fire the way that negotiation is going, dude.
Well, the skinny on that, for those of you who don't know,
they're arguing over peanuts.
No, it's big peanuts. It's a lot of peanuts.
I don't know.
The unfortunate thing is that we mentioned it last week, which is they're putting their dirty laundry out.
Yeah.
And this should be happening behind closed doors, but what's happening is you got billionaire owners again that made a deal, and they said, all right, we're going to do this, and the millionaire players said, all right, we accept this deal. And then the owners were like, wait a minute. Now we think about it, we want to change some stuff. And they're flexing their muscle in front of everybody, and everyone's going to look bad in this,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the latest proposal is, and this is all because of the owners are realizing that the season is going to start over, but they're not going to get the same revenues that they would if, 60,000 people go to a game.
Exactly.
So now they're asking them to take another pay cut. And no, if you're the players, you don't do that. You got to side with the players here. The players said, hey, this is what we're doing. Because if roles were reversed and the owners already agreed to something and the players came back and said, hey, listen, these greedy players, we already agreed to something. How can you do this? This is impossible.
Exactly.
The players are always on the bad side of this. So I think the latest proposal is 49 games. 49 games is what I saw for potential baseball starting up something.
That's pretty crappy.
No,
you probably won't even get to play everybody in the league. You'll have to. It'll be
it'll be
mostly divisional games.
Yep. Yeah, it's it'll be ugly. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I got. I did find my notes. I'll get more into it next week. There was I want to give some props to somebody who I don't think I've ever given props. Well, maybe. But I'm gonna give you a headline, and I want you to fill in the blank here, okay?
All right.
Blank, this is a true one. Blank beats the crap out of a protester who allegedly vandalized his car.
Oh man, I saw this story. I can't remember who it was. Oh, was it John Jones? No, it wasn't John Jones. But he did do that.
John Jones, yeah,
he did
spray painting and took some spray cans from him, which was good for him.
Yeah.
But
oh man, who was it?
I give you a clue. He was wearing a shirt this time.
Oh, it was J.R. Smith. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I saw that and I was like, God, bro, this is such a good quarantine headline, dude. J.R. Smith beats guy vandalizing his car. Beat the shit out of him pretty good too.
Yeah, he's still wearing his Cavs shorts.
Can't run it out with his Cavs shorts. Like, yeah, man.
Oh man.
I'll tell you, it was that was a good headline. But anyway, I think was another one. If 20, okay. You know what? We'll tease it for next week, but we'll do it at the end of the show. But yeah, I had the link there for it. But actually, what I wanted to do, and on Tuesday, I want to get into a little bit more detail about some of this stuff. But for now, I actually wanted to, since this is happy hour, man, I wanted to shout it out to the fans who've been commenting all day on a certain post we have in the group, which is we posted earlier today, and it was a sad post, but I wanted to see a little therapy on a Friday. I don't know if you got a chance to look at it. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Where is it?
Oh, what is it? Your
talk about your most upsetting or heartbreaking sports moment, man. And this was cool because we got a nice little pulse of people from everywhere.
Yeah.
Actually,
I didn't get to comment on that because I had a busy day at work. But
I got you. So great though. Before we read some of these, give me yours.
Allen Houston. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Allen Houston is the worst for you? Really?
I think
Okay. Yeah. We had some entries. That was up there. I think Wally posted that one.
Uh-huh.
We had some really good ones. I mean, I'm loading it up here on my phone. It's easier to read like this.
Yeah.
But it was cool because this is what I like so much about this Facebook group and our fan base here, and
the Daily Lemonade.
The Daily Lemonade, by the way, if you're looking for it. What I love the most about it is we got people from everywhere. There was sprinkled in heartbreak from people's comments. We got a few Texas Ranger fans, man, and if you don't remember it was game 6. They were 1 or 2 strikes away. Let me see if I could read this correctly here. It was game 6. They were up by 2 runs it was game 6, up by 2 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, about to win the World Series, and they had 2 chances in it. The guy hits a 2-run triple, and they go on and lose game 7 the next day, and it's just reading these people talking about it. It was just
That's heartbreaking.
oh,
That's heartbreaking for sure.
it was definitely bad. Yeah, Wally said 99 Allen Houston bucket that knocked out the number 1 seeded Heat. That was tough.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I got David. David Rincon said easy on 4th down. OSU driving on the Canes late in the game. They need to score to win. Throw an incomplete pass, and the referee awards them the phantom PI. Yep.
That's another one. That's another one.
My personal 2. I had 2 that are super heartbreaking. I have had a lot of disappointing moments, but these 2 ranked the most because there was so much on the line. These were championship moments.
Yeah.
I mean, surprisingly, the Marlins have never really disappointed me as a franchise. Yes, but I've never had that heartbreaking moment.
Because they either suck or they win the World Series. Like they're never like close or anything.
Yeah,
they're never in a position to disappoint you.
Yeah. Look, Mario here. He's got a Mario, you're right. Falcons 28-3 to blown lead. If you're a Falcons fan, bro, you're still in therapy. You'll never get over that. I don't know if Mario's a Falcons fan, but man, I'm sorry.
No, he's just a Patriots hater like me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then you could still feel some pain from it.
Yeah, of course. That was terrible.
Let's see here. Tito says Argentina, Germany World Cup Finals.
Oh.
Me. Yeah. If you're an Argentina fan.
That hurt me too. That hurt me.
I'm
not Argentinian, but yeah.
Yeah. Brian Henson, my boy. Yeah. World Series Game 6. We were one strike away twice, and they lost that game. Yeah. Our boy Caquita says Patty Mills for 3. And then he says it's like 4 or 5 times. Again, for 3. Yeah. But I gotta agree with Ariel here, my boy Ariel Rodriguez. Me and him have the same 2 that hurt the most. One is the Hurricanes, because it was such a obviously it was a national championship. Yeah, it was a championship game. This is before FIU football, obviously was even a thing. So I was definitely a big Canes fan. I still am a Canes fan, but what's it called? So that's one. And then the other one that both him and I stated here was 2008 UEFA Champions League final, man. John Terry on the P kicks. You're in penalty kicks. Your captain, your best, the guy you want up there. And it's a rainy night in Moscow, and he slipped on the PK, missed it. And then they made theirs. We had to come back in. Anelka goes in to kick it. We're losing it on penalty kicks, heartbreak.
Who did he lose to that year?
Man United. So it was an all-English final, man. So, that one hurt. That one hurt a lot. But, again, we at least with that one, got to make up for it a few years later by actually winning it. Mm-hmm. And in penalty kicks. So it was a little, sweet revenge. So those 2 are probably the most painful for me. Dolphins have given me like the Monday Night Miracle in 2000. I think Gabe mentioned that one. That was a painful one when we were up like 30-7 at the end of the 3rd or something like that. I don't remember the exact number line. There's some other good ones here. I got to share this one here.
Go.
This is my boy C-Dub, if you're watching or if you're catching the replay. This is a personal one, man. This is back in the day before we had internet on our phones, okay? So this one, this was in about 2004. And let's see here. And it was a playoff game. Red Sox Yankees. He's a big Yankee fan, right? It was a rainy night where we're working. We're doing security work in the Navy, and we're geared up with like a rifle and everything. And we're inside this little, it's legit. It's just a phone booth that they had up on this post, and that's where you would stand guard and like take cover. But we're both in there because there's this massive storm going on. I have a little earpiece like this, and I'm talking to, I think I was talking to my nephew. We're talking to somebody that was watching the game. We couldn't watch the game on our phones. There was none of that stuff. So, long story short, he's giving me play-by-play. And what ended up happening is the Yankees had a chance to win the game. It was a playoff game, blah, blah, and the guy ends up striking out. Yeah. I'm giving the play-by-play from my ear to my boy C-Dub, and I'm like, dude, he what? And I'm like, yo, walk-off home run. And this guy, obviously he's a Yankee fan, and he hates the Red Sox. And he was
You are such a piece of shit, bro. You are an asshole.
Oh, dude, that was next level piece of shit. And he goes, he's like, oh, he's all excited. I'm like, yeah. And he's like that. And I start laughing. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm fucking with you. He struck out, bro. Oh, you can't do that kind of joke anymore.
No. How did that guy ever talk to you again?
Well, here's what he wrote. And he's like, bro, That time on the flight deck, circa 2004, when you told me John Olerud, during his stint with the Yankees, hit a walk-off home run against the Red Sox during a playoff game for the win. He writes, I went completely apeshit and squealed like a little girl before telling me with a shit grin, dude, I'm playing. He struck out looking. You guys lost. And then he writes, till this day, I never wanted to knock the sonic rings out of someone's face so hard.
There you go. Your boy Wenger. Here's your boy Wenger saying he was the biggest piece of shit.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
I tell you, man, it was the best, dude.
And he was holding a gun in his hand.
Yes, bro. And I said, I'm still surprised you didn't shoot me that night. And he's like, bro, believe me, the thought had crossed my mind, bro. You know, that's how he left the comment there. So I love you, CW. But you gotta, I hope at this point, you know, since then, you've got to appreciate that was a very well executed, you know, prank, because you can't do that anymore. You can't do the fake score prank anymore because everybody's fact checking and looking it up and stuff, you know, and you're watching the game. No one's missing it. Thank you, CW. He still loves me. That's my boy. But yeah, bro, and honestly, that's one of my favorite little memories as well, man. But there was some other ones here. Achilles, our boy, USA getting knocked out of the World Cup by Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes. Oh man, can't believe I forgot that one. I was very upset.
That was a bad one. Let's see here. We got some Detroit fans here talking about the Penguins winning in Game 7 in Detroit. Oof, that was in Detroit winning a Game 7. The Penguins, yeah. You know how I feel about Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
There was some other. Let's see here. Oh, the Miracle in Michigan. Cordell Stewart, TD. Appalachian State beating Michigan.
Michigan, yeah. That's a big upset.
Then there was a few years ago the Spartans beating Michigan on that weird botched. What was it? There's a punt that the guy fumbled, and then the guy is tackled and breaks his leg on the. It's crazy shit, man. Those Michigan people.
Yeah.
Marco, fue gol de Yepes.
Fue gol de Yepes. It's true. Fue gol de Yepes. Hashtag.
And we got some other ones. Oh, Oliver Kahn stopping everything in the U.S. threw at him in the 2002 World Cup semifinal or quarterfinal game, I think it was, that prevented a semifinal appearance. Yeah, and there was also a no call. He posted the video too. There was a no handball call that happened in that game, and that was bad.
How sick would it have been if the USA would have won that game? I think that would have changed the trajectory of U.S. soccer because it would have put them in the limelight. There would have been some bunch of other little kids that would have chosen to play soccer instead. Because it would have been the cool thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would have been amazing. What about fucking Chris Wondolowski missing point blank against Belgium to also put them in the
that could have been one there. David Kemnick says, when I didn't make the 8th grade basketball team, but my friend with a broken leg did.
Oh my god.
That was a horrible one.
That's like getting dunked on by a 12-year-old, man.
Let's move on. 96. What about 96 Stanley Cup Finals, man? Probably the closest sweep ever. As weird as that sounds. Game 4 where the Panthers lost. They lost in triple overtime, 1-0.
Those damn Avalanche.
Yeah, bro. I think this one is a good one. Let me see here. We also had a Butler fan. Guillermo said that it's not so much that he was a Butler fan. It's that he hated Duke. I see Achilles. I'm so checkered right now. Yeah, bro.
Me too, Achilles. Look at that. He's making that face. Look at his face. That's the face he's making right now.
Level up. Gabe, our Marlins writer, which, by the way, he posted it in the group. He wrote a really cool article about 1995. And
the year? Just the year in general?
The year 95, yeah. No, it was... It was This Week in Baseball. 25 years ago, Derek Jeter got his first career major league hit, and he wrote a really cool article about it, talking about, and it was kind of without sports, right?
Is that when he started the gift basket thing?
Maybe. If I were him, I'm telling people I started that like in middle school or high school.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, he wrote a really cool article, man. Check it out. It's just talking about it, and it brought back a lot of feels and a lot of memories from where you were in '95, and that's, I mean, without sports right now, really, It's nice to have something to look back at, and you
When
know,
I think about my my adolescence or my childhood,
yeah,
I can't think of like, oh yeah, it was 1990 or whatever. I'm like, what grade was I in? That's how I remember.
yeah. Okay, that's an
I can't do years. I'm like, oh, I was in sixth grade or whatever.
I could do years. I'm very
I
good
can't
at
do
the
years.
years through like early 2000s, and then like I think when I got back from the military, so like 2007 to now is all like 1 year, one big blurb of a year. I don't. It's hard to differentiate
Yeah.
what year was what, but yeah, I remember like 95 and 96, and 93 was the Marlins. Like stupid shit that.
Well, yeah, that yeah.
But anyway, Gabe put in a few also, and one that some people also mentioned was the Jaguars blowing out the Dolphins in Dan Marino's last game, 62-7. That's if you're a Dolphins fan, man, that's got to be the worst burn for pretty much for our generation. That and Ray Finkel missing that kick at the end. I think those are I think that's definitely the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
If you're a Dolphins fan, unfortunately, we haven't had that much heartbreak at a critical moment.
No,
because
we haven't been in much critical moments.
Yeah, we've been mediocre.
Yeah.
Chad Pennington having the worst game of the season, throwing 5 picks in that playoff game, but that was our only playoff game in I don't know how many years.
I think the only time our hearts get broken is when the Dolphins miss on a draft pick.
That's
gotta be the only time.
Yeah, drafting Ted Ginn.
Yeah, everybody lost their minds.
Jordan. But yeah,
they made up for it this year, so we're good.
Let's see.
We'll see.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The New York Jets pulling off the Monday Night Miracle against the Dolphins back in 2000. 23-7.5, 30-7 after 3 quarters, 30-7, and we ended up losing that game. So, it's
not fun.
No, it's not. But I thought it was interesting. We got some New York stories, some Detroit stories, some Texas stories. We got a little bit of everything, and that was just with some participation. The more participation.
Can you think of any upsets that weren't mentioned?
Oh man, I mean, depends on what your team is. It's hard because, like, honestly, and this is what I like so much about these little posts and things like that is because I hadn't thought about that Rangers World Series since it happened. It didn't resonate with me the same way as it did with Rangers fans. I remember. You got one? What do you got?
I got one. So I think it wasn't the last World Cup, but it was the one before.
Mm-hmm.
World Cup qualifiers. Nicaragua has never fucking qualified for a World Cup, bro, ever.
Okay.
They were like a minute away from making it to the I don't remember if it was the last stage or if it was the actual of qualifying for the World Cup, but they were up in aggregate against Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't remember what it was. I think either they were down going into the game or they were up going into the game, and then Jamaica ended up winning it with a goal in like extra time. And Nicaragua was disqualified by that, and it was like such a letdown because, like, what the fuck? We're about to qualify for a World Cup. This is incredible. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It never happened in the history of our country.
And, that's just unique to you, and it's just unique to you and the Nicaraguan community.
Of course.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But it's in comparison to Texas, the Rangers, because us down here, we don't think about that. But man, when you look back at that World Series, that is a brutal way to lose, man. It's up there with Bill Buckner and the '86 Mets. It's a tough one. But one that I also thought of that I put up there, but I don't want to claim like I'm super hardcore. I'm a big France fan, and when Zidane lost in the final by getting red carded and kicked out and missing and missing the penalty kicks, like that
wasn't like
that sucked, dude. To me,
that sucks, but it's not like somebody blew a call or. He headbutted a motherfucker. Yeah. Like, you gotta get red carded.
But come on, it was a sell by Materazzi who dove, and
even if he didn't fall down, he headbutted the guy. He needs to get red carded, bro. Even if Materazzi didn't fall down, yes, dude, get out of here.
I'm kicking. I'm doing the show by myself. No, dude,
no,
get out of here, man.
The show yourself. You barely did the show. This show.
Yeah, No, man, I'm telling you, dude. No, it's
Come on, bro.
that one sucked because
It
bro,
did
come on,
suck
you
because
had a
France was the better team. France was the better team, and they should have won.
better team, and bro, that
But
the
you can't
entire
have that.
World Cup that Zidane was having was just it was a maestro, bro. It was beautiful to see everything that he was doing, bro, and just a shame to see it,
He's
end the way it
he's
did.
an all-timer, bro. He's an all-timer, but he lost his cool for a second, and you can't do that.
Yeah. But anyway, I want to. I think that's all the ones that I had up there that I got through. But yeah, again, guys, go in there, engage in the group. If you got comments, put it in there, man. We love it, dude. I like that. The meme of 2020 can't possibly get any worse. Next month, Mahomes signs with the Patriots.
Oh no.
Dude, we'll have to shut this whole thing down, dude. If that
I'll quit Lemon City. I'll quit Lemon City. I don't know. I'll do something else with my life because I don't want to be a part of that.
No, absolutely not. Oh, okay. Wait, I do have one that I wanted to bring up here real quick. Hold on a second.
What is?
Give me a second here. It's an important.
I bet it's not that important.
Oh, it's super important.
By the way, while you're looking for that,
yes,
there are other sports coming back as well, and Lemon City Live. We cover everything in South Florida, so go ahead, visit us at Lemon City Live on all your social media platforms. Go to lemoncitylive.com for up-to-date articles on all the teams we cover, all the South Florida teams. We got it all covered. We're credentialed media. We're there with our fucking Lemon City mics in these players' faces. Sometimes they spit on the faces, so maybe I won't put it that close anymore because I don't want to get COVID. But it is what it is. I was fucking Febreze it. But yeah, man. MLS is coming back. They already announced they're gonna start up, and they're gonna pretty much follow suit with the NBA.
They had a little labor unrest, but they got it worked out.
Major League Baseball. Why don't you follow the other major league sport? They figured it out. MLS is losing $1 billion in revenue this season, bro.
This is bad, bro.
Cristiano Ronaldo is the first soccer billionaire. Did you know that? Did you hear about that? Cristiano Ronaldo, first soccer billionaire.
First one, huh?
Yeah, Forbes reported.
Oh, yeah. It's the first time the richest athlete is a soccer player too. I think that was the other thing I read or something like that. Oh no, there was some. I saw the new Forbes list. I remember there was something there. But anyway, I want to get. All right, guys, if you're watching, I need you to pay close attention, okay? I need your input on something. I'm about to put something on the screen here, and I want to discuss. This is very important. So if you're watching, please participate in this because we need answers, okay? So let's take a look. And all right.
Oh, all day.
All day. Let's do this. All right. You're watching. We're discussing. This is important stuff here. Let me remove. So there we go. So now we have the full view of everything. All right.
First, I would like to point out that if you give me the opportunity, I'm eating all of those, but that's not the question.
Okay. All right. Well, let's determine. Let's determine some parameters. Okay. Let's do two. I want two versions of this answer. I want what you would have gotten as a kid. Okay. And be creative with this. What you would have gotten as a kid, and then what you would go for as an adult now. Okay. So I'll go first. All right.
Go ahead.
As an adult here, that Chips Galore, that bad boy right up there for $3.99, or what is it, $3?
$3.
That thing is money. And pretty much anywhere I'm at, if I see that, it's instantly attracting me. And then my eyes gonna shift to the about the middle second row there, the chocolate right next to the vanilla bar in between the strawberry shortcake. That chocolate,
the chocolate eclair.
Yeah, chocolate eclair. Money all day.
Yeah.
And then I think then it would roll into one of those the cones out there.
All right.
So that's me as an adult. Now, as a kid, I had no job. If I wanted to get a Chips Galore, I had no money, so I would have to, save up a little bit and skip a few ice cream trucks to save up to buy that. So I never did that. I was always like, yo, I'm not gonna miss ice cream time with the fellas here. You know what I mean? It's an important social gathering situation here. I gotta make sure that I'm, involved here. So the money one here is easily, because at most I probably have $1 to buy something here. If I was feeling real rich and throwing up cash, I had maybe $2. But yo, cherry screwball all day. That was so money for me, dude.
All right, my turn. So as a kid, I was in the same situation. I only had $1.
Yeah.
I only had $1. So I'm going the vanilla ice cream sandwich, man. Vanilla ice cream sandwich. That was my go-to. I love ice cream sandwiches. Now as an adult.
Wait. As a kid, you were vanilla ice cream sandwich?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I never pictured the vanilla ice cream sandwich as being like, too pricey. And I feel like it's like super plain. Like, were you?
No, it's not plain because all I taste is chocolate. They call it vanilla ice cream sandwich because the ice cream is vanilla, but the fucking sandwich part is straight up chocolate, homie. And I'm about my chocolate.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. See, Yami knows what's up. The screwball is where it's at.
I don't like the fruity stuff.
Oh, bro. Yo, come on, brother. It's a family affair here, and you're the only one who's not participating here. Hell yeah, on the screwball. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
But no, it's like, I'm just surprised because one thing I respect from Producer Fungus here when it comes to his cuisine and his palate when it comes to eating is that there's only a handful of things that you could probably count on, maybe even one hand, that you don't eat.
I mean, I said at the beginning of the segment that if you give me the opportunity, I will eat everything on there.
I know, but
you're making me pick one.
I'm saying as a kid,
I like my sweets like I like my women. Chocolate, homie. Come on now.
That's just saying. That's what's up. But I just thought maybe like the chocolatey Eclair or one of the other ones that had it. That to me,
I do like chocolatey Eclair.
More chocolate. You get what I'm saying? I feel like
I get you. I do like the chocolate Eclair, and
it's a surprise pick.
Yeah, I do like the chocolate Eclair, but I don't know what they're talking about because when the chocolate Eclair was never $1 in the ice cream truck that came by my house.
Oh, chocolate Eclair was $1.
Not by my house. Not the one that came by my house. So
if in my house it was $1, and the screwball was 75 cents, maybe.
But that's why I always got ice cream sandwich because it was the tastiest one that was $1.
Yeah, that's why I figure it's $1. Let's see what some of our people are doing.
As an adult, I'm going either cookies and cream or chips galore.
Right, it's so good, bro. Like the chips galore is so money.
Yeah.
And now, are you just eating it, or is there a specific methodology when you eat it, like a pattern? Like I like to, I go in this side to side motion. I don't do the eating it around. No, I definitely go this side to side.
Sometimes I'll go eating it around, but I don't know. Sometimes I just fucking not eat it.
Doesn't take long. Let's see here. Danny, as a kid, Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh man,
he likes to go fast. He likes to go fast.
He likes to go fast, and he had a good childhood. If you can get into good Sonic as a kid, definitely. Yep. Achilles timing in Ninja Turtle and Ninja Turtle. Don't be silly. Let's see. Danny says now chips galore, cookies and cream. I think that's a universal. Universal here. Vanilla sandwich when I was a kid, and now as well. Oh, okay, all right. Let's see who else we got here as a kid. Tweety, now chocolate Eclair. Okay, all right. The eyes were never in the same place. Yep.
That's facts. Facts only.
Facts only. Wait. Wait. Where's the Sailor Moon ice cream? All right, I can see it. All right, so now give me, looking at our chart here, I'm gonna give you some sleepers here, bro. I'm gonna give you a little sleeper that was pretty dope, okay? And that is bottom row next to the chocolate fudge and the tearjerker. What is it? The tongue splashers, that multicolored rainbow one.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
see, like what I liked about those is that they made your tongue turn different colors. So that was fun. Like it wasn't about, they tasted good, but it wasn't about enjoying the food. It was just about like, eating it and then going, That's it. That was all it was about.
Those are dope. But the cool thing about this one though is that it would change colors. So you eat it, start off as a red one, then it turned into a blue, then it turned into a green, and it was interesting. Exactly. But I think the OG of all of these here, my opinion, strictly, I think the OG here is the bomb pop on the bottom right corner, man. Like you.
Oh yeah, dude.
Red, white, and blue, baby, all American all day, man.
Yeah, man. Which year USA jersey was that?
Oh, that was when Wondolowski.
2010?
Yeah, that was Wondolowski's miss year. No, not
2014.
14.
2014.
Yeah, bro. You know, colors, dude.
Colors, dude. The colors. I'm
Yeah, man.
Yo, but we're sleeping on the lemons. You know, the lemon chill up top.
Lemon chill. Yeah. You know,
Don't sleep on the lemons.
I can't sleep on it. Yeah.
Shout out to that lemon truck in Coconut Grove. That's always at Kennedy Park.
Oh, what is it? Pricey, something like that.
What is it? I forget his name.
Pricey's, I think it is.
It's the only one there. So if you go to Coconut Grove,
yeah. No, that's the man there. But yeah, man. And you know, the snow cone, man. Don't sleep on the snow cone, man. That snow cone came. Best part about the snow cone, when you're done, you dump out all the ice and you got the little juice still left in there. Oh, dude. That was just like when you're eating the little frozen pops that you buy for like, you know, 100 for like $5 or whatever at like Walmart or whatever.
Yep.
You get, once it melts and you just have a little bit at the end. Oh, bro, that's a little heaven.
I remember the exact moment when food trucks were invented.
Really?
Yeah. One day the ice cream truck drove by my neighborhood and he had pizza. He's like, "Yo, I got pizza now." And we're like, "What? You can buy pizza from an ice cream truck now?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude."
Dude, I remember. I think I remember buying pizza in the 90s from a random guy in a car.
What's wrong with you, man?
I don't know, but I'm looking back at it now. My parents told me to do it.
And then you scored 40-something against the Utah Jazz in Game 5.
Dude, I remember in the 90s, as a kid, some guy driving around. He might have been. I want to think that he was wearing like a Pizza Hut shirt, and that he was driving around saying, "Oh, I have extra pizzas that didn't get delivered or something," and he sold us pizzas, and we were like, "Okay," and it was like, you know, like $5 for a pizza or something. We're like, "All right, yeah," and he was selling that out of his car, and he had multiple pizzas. I remember this on more than one occasion. I don't know, but
you're too trusting.
I was as a kid, you know. I don't remember, but I remember my parents like, "Hey, get the guy, give him the money, get the pizza." Like, God, the 90s were the shit.
But do you remember the candy cigarettes in the ice cream trucks? All
day long, baby.
Everybody thought they were so cool.
Oh yeah, bro. And they tasted really good. Oh
yeah, they did.
Good. You know, it was a good ice cream truck candy that
Warheads.
You would buy?
Lemon heads.
Warheads, lemon heads, those are good. No, you remember? Was it called Fun Dip?
Fun Dip. I think so.
Is that what it's called? If you're watching, help me out. It was Fun Dip. It was like there was 3 little packets or 2 packets, and it was like a powder, right? And then on the side you got like a candy, like it was like a little stick, right?
Yeah.
A hard candy, and you would get the stick and you dip it into the thing. You'd eat it like a spoon. Like, turns your mouth all different colors, and then you eat the
you eat the stick at the end. Yeah.
Buzz,
there you go. Here Achilles says it was cocaine for kids.
Bro, I was hooked on that shit, bro. I was all about that Fun Dip as a kid, man. Did I get the name right? I feel like it sounds weird saying it now.
Yeah, Fun Dip. Everybody says Fun Dip.
There you go, Fun Dip, dude. What up?
You saw a bunch of little kids going.
Y'all got any more of that Fun Dip? Y'all got any more of that Fun Dip? It's a white candy stick you would lick and dip into the candy powder. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Man, I can't believe I pulled, bro. You know me and my memory, man. It's all at random. I can't believe I pulled Fun Dip out of my ass there, man. That was impressive. Yeah, he was the Robin Hood of pizza. Thank you, Achilles.
The Robin Hood of pizza.
Always coming through. But yeah, all right. So thank you guys so much for participating in our important case study that we had here. But all right. What a show. I think it's time. I mean, I got to go because I was doing something, so I got to get out of here.
There you go. I almost ended it at 15 minutes. We've been on for an hour.
You got to have it, man. You know, we got to do something.
Oh,
but yeah, anything else you want to tell everybody, or are you gonna keep going? If you want to do your show afterwards, I'll let you go.
No. We're done, man. Tuesday, we're gonna get a little more in depth on the NBA returning, the MLS returning, the NHL returning, Panthers Islanders happening in the playoffs. They're going straight to the playoffs, so we'll talk a little bit about that, and hopefully we'll get to cover something soon.
Yeah,
so
that'd be nice.
We'll see. But yeah, Tuesday we'll get a little more in depth with this stuff. So thanks everybody for joining us.
Find out on Tuesday.
Fucking fight the power, bro.
Find out on Tuesday, Dan.
Yeah.
It's a teaser for, come back and watch.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Have a safe weekend, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Gotta finish, bro.
Love you guys. I gotta finish it? Okay.
There it is. But again, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for watching. Participate in the group. Keep sharing your comments. Keep being part of this show. This is the best. I love it. Shout out to TD, bro. Keep winning.
Oh my God, Carol Baskin took Tiger King's zoo. That we didn't say that. That's a thing.
I know. Tuesday.
We'll just end it on that. Yep.
That's it. Bye.
Deuces.